What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here in Farming Simulator 25. This is our Start from Scratch series, episode number 16. In the last episode, we had a couple exciting things happen. We bought some new greenhouses, and we do have to make a couple adjustments at the beginning of this episode. We are going to hop into our tractor. Let's go ahead and drive over to our field with the new greenhouses. We also have some sheep that have been in the new field, but we have to address the greenhouses themselves. We put the first greenhouse in and we discovered that it has a lot of olives that are being produced, but it takes a lot of supplies to get the olives to produce. Then we started the second greenhouse right at the end of the last episode, and we wanted to track how much money we put into it versus what we got out of it. So in the second greenhouse, we started peas, and we put 10,000 liters of herbicide, 8,000 liters of fertilizer, and 8,400 liters of seeds, and we put in some water. So it totaled about $37,000 in product that we put into it. If we take a look at the greenhouse production, currently right now we have 803 liters of peas, but that number is increasing pretty rapidly. And that brings me to the next point. As you can see, these two greenhouses say fruit greenhouse fast. And I guess that would explain the nature of the speed at which they're producing this product. And it is a little bit too fast. I did have a comment talking about keeping it, toning it down a little bit. We don't want to become too ridiculous and unrealistic here. These mods are not in the base game, so we have to be careful that we just, don't get too crazy with it. And what I found out was the greenhouses have two versions. They have a fast version and a slow version. So in today's episode, we are going to take this greenhouse here. This is our olive greenhouse. It does not have any olives being produced right now because it's out of some of the product. So we're going to take this opportunity to delete this greenhouse. We're actually going to sell it back, and we are going to replace it with a slow greenhouse. So we're going to sell this about $6,200, and we are going to buy the slow version of the greenhouse. As you can see down here, there are two versions, the fast and the slow. We didn't know that there were two versions, so we're going to buy the slow version, and we are going to replace that olive greenhouse with this version. So let's go ahead and put this one down. Bam, there we go. We have replaced the olive greenhouse with the slow version. Now, because we have product in this one, we are going to collect the peas once they're done, and then we're going to sell them off, and then we will sell the greenhouse and replace it with the slow version of that as well. We don't want to be too ridiculous with this stuff. And that was a pretty ridiculous amount of olives that we got in that short amount of time. So we are going to correct that for those of you that were wondering. We also have to take a look at our sheep. We have no grass in the pen and no meadow. They have eaten everything, and they have produced a really good amount of wool. We have 2 full pallets of wool plus a little half pallet. So we have to put more grass in the pen. I don't know if we can, restore that meadow. I'm really not sure how that works, but we have got to keep an eye on these sheep. They are eating the crap out of this grass, so we're going to have to keep them fed so they keep producing wool. We do have these goats that are doing well. They're producing some goat milk for us. That's not a full pallet. This one, this is a full pallet. So we've got a full pallet of goat milk, and I do believe we have more eggs down there with the chickens. So these animals are really working hard. So we're going to have to make sure that they're all fed and that they have water, stuff like that. We'll probably sleep in through the month of March. I'm really not sure what else this episode is going to have in it. So let's start first things first. We're going to go over to our goat pen. We're going to steal a bale of grass. And we're gonna bring it over here to our sheep because they are totally out of grass. And oh, okay, I'm gonna run into that tree. Jeez, a whiz. Tell you what, it's been a long day here, February 1st. It's about 3:41 in the afternoon. We're driving like crazy. Now I changed some of the steering controls because I believe that there was a patch that came out or an update, and the steering was affected again. So I changed some of the steering controls and some of the sensitivity to hopefully make it a little bit better, but I really haven't made it that much better. So it's still very difficult, as you can see, making a wide turn there and then trying to correct. Very difficult to drive, so I'm probably gonna have to change that setting some more. All right, we're gonna grab one of these grass bales. We'll actually put one here for the goats as well. All right, here we go. We're gonna get them all nice and fed. There we go. Nice little grass bale form there. We're gonna take one of these grass bales and we'll just take it over to our sheep. All right, well that's not on there particularly well. Hopefully it doesn't fly off as we're driving back over to our sheep. All right, we got to talk about what to do with the money that we have in the bank. Right now, we have $214,000 in the bank. Let's go ahead and get this grass thing here. There we go. All right, honestly, they could use another bale of grass, but we're not gonna give them one right at this moment. Oh man, take a look. Our chicken coops are down on grain as well. One has 1,000 liters left. The other only has 341 liters left in it. Oh boy. I mean, we really need to get our grain ready to harvest here. We got a few fields that could really help us out here, but it's not going to be ready for another couple months. So it looks like we're going to have to buy more grain and take the grain over to the chickens. Well, let's grab our trailer. Let's go back to the shop. We're going to buy a couple pallets of grain so that we can feed our chickens. And honestly, once our grain is harvested, we're going to have to find a place to put it, because I'm not sure if the chickens are going to be able to survive on just one trip, like one load of grain. I think we're going to have a supply of grain that lasts throughout the year. All right, we're going to buy pallets this time. Let's buy 4 pallets. We'll put 2 in each one. It's going to be $6,000. And there they are right there. Let's go ahead and load these things up onto the trailer. All right, there we go. The pallets of feed for the chickens all loaded up onto the trailer. Let's go and take this trailer over to the chickens, and we will put this feed into their silos. All right, while we're over here, let's check on the prices of eggs and goat milk. We'll see if there's any profit to be made or maximum profit to be made, or should we hold on to them for a little bit longer. Here's eggs. Looks like eggs are going down. We can get $2,943 at the train, which we're not using. Looks like the farmer's market, $29.35. I mean, it makes sense to sell those. Checking on goat milk, it looks like it's a good time to sell goat milk as well. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hook up our goat milk on the trailer, and then we're going to hook up our eggs on the trailer. We're going to go ahead and sell those. There's no point in waiting. Just make some money right now. All right, there we go. Eggs and goat milk loaded up. Well, that one pallet of eggs almost took a tumble there. I feel like that should be mixed in with the crop destruction. Is if you drop a pallet of eggs, then they're all going to crack and you're not going to get as much money for them. I feel like that would be pretty cool if the developers did something like that. All right, first stop is the dairy selling point so we can get rid of the goat milk. And then right after that, we will take these eggs to the farmer's market and get rid of them. And then we're coming to the end of the day. It's 4:30 in the afternoon in February. The sun's starting to go down. There really isn't a whole lot for us to do. And we'll check on our fruit greenhouse to see if we can empty that out. We also have to check on the price of wool. I forgot to check on that. All right, here we go. Goat's milk. Bam. Goat's milk is gone. $14,975. So let's just say $15,000. And that is a pretty good haul right there. And now let's head on to the farmer's market and get rid of these eggs. Conveniently, the farmer's market is right across from the dairy selling point. And here we go. Eggs be gone. Bam. There we go. $11,728. That is pretty cool. Our total bank account right now, $235,421. And honestly, I'm inclined to let that money sit in the bank until we get our next round of grass and silage done, and we might have enough money to start thinking about potatoes or buying our own grain mill. All right, while the price of wool is actually on an incline, we could probably wait 2 more months until April. We will get a couple extra bucks per pallet, so we're gonna wait on the wool. We do not have any lettuce to sell right now. There's probably not any honey back at the farm. So that is going to be it for today, February 1st. We are going to go back to the farm. We are going to sleep into the second day of February, and then we will see what kind of, oh boy, don't hit that fence. And then we will see what kind of product we have in our small greenhouse. All right, I tell you what, while we're here, before we go sleep, let's go ahead and buy all of the stuff that we need for the olive greenhouse. Now that we've converted it into the slow processing greenhouse, let's put some more stuff in it. We are going to need some herbicide. And yes, I'm now pronouncing the H in herbicide. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it feels right. Herbicide. All right, here we go. If we buy 5 pallets, it's 10,000 liters of herbicide. It's going to cost us about $12,000. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go 8,000 liters of solid fertilizer. It's about 15,000 for that. And then as far as seeds are concerned, we'll go ahead and buy 8 pallets of seeds, 8,400 liters. That's going to be about $10,000 there. Bam, and there it is. So we're going to go get our trailer, and we're going to go get our tanker. We're going to fill the small greenhouse up with some water, some herbicide, some seeds, and some solid fertilizer. I don't even know where we're taking this trailer. I mean, we're just driving around here all lost. Let's go ahead and park this back over here where it was. And hopping back in the Case tractor, filling up the water tanker. It's going to hold our 8,000 liters of water. We're going to take that over to the small greenhouse. Here we go. Let's go fill that up with water. All right, well, there it is. Let's check on the greenhouses now. The one with the peas in it, we still have a ways to go. 11,218 liters of peas. As soon as that thing's out of resources, we're going to scrap it and go with the slow greenhouse. Here is the one that we need to start with olives. We have, oh, and if you notice, it holds a lot less. Oh, this is great. This is perfect. This is the greenhouse that we want. So we're pretty much full on a lot of this stuff. Let's go ahead and start the olives. There we go. If you can see the other greenhouses, they are filled with water. I did that in between the last episode and this episode. So really not much left to do in this first day of February. We are going to go inside and sleep to the second day in February. All right, here we are, the second day in February. We got a light snow falling here on the farm. We do have some lettuce that have spawned. Probably have about 6 pallets of lettuce. And honestly, lettuce is at a pretty good price right now, and it's only falling, so we should probably sell our lettuce. Still going to wait a couple months on the wool. And let's take a look at our greenhouse. It looks like the fast greenhouse, we are out of materials, so we can go ahead and empty out our peas, and then we can get rid of that greenhouse and replace it with the slow one. Here is the slow one for the olives, and it is producing olives, so that's really good. So we're going to hop in our tractor, we're going to load up our pallets of lettuce, we're going to get those sold so we can maximize the money there. 6 pallets, probably about $3 grand a piece. And we're looking at adding another $18,000. All right, here we go. Lettuce is on the back of the trailer. We're going to take it to the farmer's market. We're going to sell this. Actually, we're not going to take it to the farmer's market. We're taking it to the supermarket, which is a little bit different. It's going to give us a couple more bucks for each pallet of lettuce. And speaking of supermarket versus farmer's market, wouldn't it be great if they came out with a super farmer's market? I mean, just saying. It can happen. All right, there we go. Lettuce is sold, $19,744. Some cold hard cash. Put it in the bank. And let's go back. We're going to get our trailer. We're going to fill up our peas. We are going to sell our peas off. See how much money that brings us. It's probably going to bring us a lot of money. And thankfully, we are going to change it to the slow greenhouse because it is a little bit ridiculous how fast that greenhouse produces products. So don't worry, we are changing it, we're fixing it so that in the future it won't be as ridiculous. Kind of feels like a little bit of a cheat there with those fast greenhouses. All right, here we go. Let's get this product out of here. Filling it up with peas. Take a look at where we can sell our peas to make the most money, and it looks like we're going to sell them at the farmer's market, which thankfully for us is right down the alley here. All right, we got a full trailer load of peas. Judging by the amount of peas that are in this greenhouse, it's going to take us 3 trailer loads to get rid of them all. And we are going to make a pretty penny on this. And this tractor is struggling pulling this trailer of peas. All right, well, we emptied out the greenhouse and it was $88,000 per truckload. We had like 3.5 truckloads, $521,000 in our bank account right now. And honestly, I'm glad we're getting rid of the fast greenhouses. Let's go ahead and sell this thing. There we go, get rid of that. I mean, they are really not realistic at all. So here is another fruit greenhouse. It's another small one, and we'll go ahead and buy this one. We'll sit it right here. There we go, and that's the slow version. So we have two slow greenhouses, one with olives. We might do olives in both, just because we do want to be the Martini Kings of Sri Lanka, and these are a little bit more realistic as far as the pace at which they produce stuff. So I'm not going to show you me filling up that greenhouse with the herbicide and the fertilizer and the water and all that stuff and the seeds. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. We're going to set it for olives so that we just have a massive amount of olives over time. And that's really it for this day, the second day of February. There really isn't anything else that we could do. We do have $515,000 in the bank, but honestly, I want to hold on to that money because this is a really great opportunity for us to think about starting the potato enterprise. You know, gosh, I'm so tempted. This field here, $257,000. It doesn't have anything planted on it right now, so we would have to plant this field. I think we're going to wait, though, to see what is being planted in that field before we buy it. This field here, $311,000. This is canola. We really don't want canola. We would like this to be another grain field for us. Speaking of grain fields, when we get into next month, the month of March, we're going to be able to plant some oat. And that is really the only grain that we're going to be able to produce here. And speaking of which, this field here, this is one of our grass fields. This field was an oat field. We used it temporarily for grass when we were waiting for the oats. So we're going to have to cultivate this field and seed it with oats. As a matter of fact, we could probably cultivate it today. And let's go ahead and jump into our Case tractor. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Got a lot of money in the bank. We are awaiting springtime. Let's go grab our cultivator. All right, cultivator's hooked on. Let's go cultivate our oat field. And we're gonna start preparing to turn it back into a field of oats. That way in the month of March, we can just plant it with oats and be on our way. All right, here we go. Cultivating the field. It's pretty exciting. All right, there we go. The field has been cultivated, and when we get into the month of March, we are going to seed it with some oat. And it really makes me think about buying this field here to our left. I mean, that is a really big field. There's nothing in it. So that way we could continue our grain empire. Not really sure what we would plant in there. We would have to take a look at what we already have. But for right now, I really don't want to make any big purchases. I do want to let that bank account grow. Let's see where we are after we get our grass harvested the next round. And hopefully we'll have enough money to buy a potato field and some potato equipment. All right, there we go, dropping the cultivator off. But you know what? I think we are jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit because I really do want to get the grain operation up and going. I do want a grain mill. All right, here we do have a grain mill. I mean, we could buy this piece of property here. We could put a grain mill on it. We could build like a little dirt road that kind of comes off of here. And this is like a secondary grain mill since we can't buy the big one behind us. Maybe we just kind of have this secondary grain mill right here, and then this would give us pallets of flour, and then we could buy a bakery and we could start making bread. I'm just not sure where to put this thing. We need to be able to get around behind it to pick up the pallets of flour, so maybe somewhere around here would be good. That gives us some room behind and also room to dump some stuff in it. I mean, honestly, we could also put it over here, although there's not much room to get behind there. But we could slide it up this way and maybe put it right here. I mean, that's a pretty nice location for it. That's $288,000. And to buy this field would be another $81,000. So we're looking at $360,000 to buy that field and get our grain mill set up. Let's take a look at field number 25 here. This does not have anything on it either. And this could be, like our whole grain empire could be all of this over here. If we bought field number 50, we could have like a little grain mill down in here. And here's field number 95. I mean, this is just a field of rocks and trees. I don't think we would want this. We'd have to buy something to bust up these rocks, and we'd have to clear out all these trees, and I'm not really feeling that. Tell you what, field number 57, 48,000. This has wheat growing in it right now. We could buy this field, and then when the wheat comes in, we could harvest the wheat, and then we could turn this into whatever we wanted to. We could actually turn this into just another field and have a bunch of sheep and greenhouses over here, honestly. So that's definitely on the to-do list, and we also want to buy up the rest of these fields over here, and we can continue with our chicken and goat empire that we got going on over here, little mini empire. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to do in this series. So I tell you what, we're going to prepare for the next month. We're going to grab our seeder and we're going to take it over to our field, so that way after we sleep and we get into the month of March, we can seed our oat field. Although I'm not sure that this seeder can do oats. Let's check it out. Ah, there we go. We can do oats. A lot of fertilizer, a lot of oat seed in this thing. So let's take it on over to that field. We'll set it up so that we don't have to really do much. And then I'm going to fill up the small greenhouse that we just replaced. I'll get that all squared away so we can have another thing of olives producing. Here we go. We'll just sit this here. We'll turn the tractor off. Let's go back over here. I'm going to take care of that one greenhouse off camera. And after that, we are going to sleep. We'll get into the month of March, and that is coming up in the next episode. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for being part of the channel. Thanks for the love and support that I'm getting. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit the like button, leave the comments, do all the things you got to do. I mean, you know what you got to do. Just go and do it. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. But most importantly, thank you guys for letting me be a part of your day. It means a lot. And we are going to see you right back here in the next video.